Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Happy birthday to you. Y'all, I want to get into the P. Diddy racketeering conspiracy. Federal law, I don't see federal law in his case. The racketeering part, I don't see this. You all, when y'all want marijuana, y'all go get it from somebody. Y'all call somebody. When y'all want to have fun, freakouts, y'all go call your buddies. That's what he did. Now look, y'all, let's get into it. Be for real now, okay? What I say is alleged and what I show you is facts. Racketeering generally referred to engaging in illegal activity, often through organized crime for financial gain. Why are y'all calling it a crime and a financial gain? And he a billionaire. It often involves a pattern of illegal acts such as extortion, bribery, drug trafficking. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. This case shouldn't be a federal case. I'm gonna be honest with you. If we was in a different court, I would see not racketeering, I could see domestic. Okay? I could see a lot of illegal stuff going on right there. But federal, y'all doing this now. At this moment. A racketeering conspiracy charge alleged that individuals agree to participate in a criminal enterprise and commit two or more racketeering acts. What act? What did he do? They wanted to do this. They said it. Cassie got on the stand and said this is something she wanted to do to please her husband. That's what y'all do. Prosecutor doesn't need to prove that each defendant knew every detail of the conspiracy, just that they agreed to participate in the conspiracy extended beyond their individual role. Wow. I just don't think that is illegal. I don't think that it's bribery. Y'all keep trying to say Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi said that Diddy didn't do this. He said that Diddy didn't have nobody to do this. He said that he got himself in something that he shouldn't have got in, just like y'all doing in other relationship. I told y'all it was going to be a confusion in this verdict. I had already told y'all that.
2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. If convicted, he could face life in prison. Let's go right now to Fox News.
Prostitution? How? Wow.
Yeah, this 2-month-long trial, which included nearly 7 weeks of witness testimony, has gotten us to this point.
I've never seen a case
this afternoon, local time, jurors
where you try to bring somebody down in a
jurors say they are unable to reach a verdict on count 1.
This situation.
Conspiracy, but they have reached a consensus on counts 3, 4, on counts 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right now, we've learned from inside the courtroom, the defense wants the jury to keep deliberating and does not want to take a partial verdict. We're waiting to see how prosecutors will respond.
I just don't understand the racketeering part, y'all.
In the ongoing federal sex trafficking trial, but right now we've learned
I don't even see sex trafficking.
Verdict on count 1, racketeering conspiracy. It is the most serious charge in this case. If jurors were to find Diddy guilty of that charge, it would be a sentence of life in prison. Counts 2, 3, 4, and 5 encompass the sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Jurors so far have had.
So what y'all trying to say that Diddy was a pimp?
6 notes, I believe, have been sent out from the courtroom.
He was pimping his wife? That's not what Cassie said.
Today, early this afternoon, jurors wanted to review the details shared by ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura on the witness stand about Diddy assaulting her at that Los Angeles
That's
hotel
domestic.
in 2016, which was captured in some really disturbing surveillance video. The judge allowed jurors to be sent back with portions of testimony where she talked about what happened before and after that incident. Jurors also wanted to review some testimony from male.
She wanted to engage in this.
Remember, he was one of the first witnesses for the prosecution, and he testified about witnessing at least 2 times that
She was
he
jealous of
said
the
he saw
women's
Diddy
that was engaged in the
assault
party,
Cassie. He
people.
saw or heard it happen twice. He also testified that he was paid hundreds to thousands of dollars to have sex with Cassie while Diddy watched. Will, if I may, I want to go back to my email and just see if there are any more updates from the courtroom. I'm seeing another
So
email
Diddy
right
was a
now. I
pimp.
want to read this
That's
to
what
our
y'all
viewers
trying to
on
say.
the air. The judge says they have 3 options. The jury can continue its deliberations, or jury can continue its deliberations, and he can give them some version of an Allen charge. I know you're a lawyer, Will, so I want to share with our viewers who may not be familiar with an Allen charge. It's where the judge instructs the jury to go back and continue deliberations on all of the counts. And this is a 5-count federal indictment. The second option, the judge says the jury can give a partial verdict, which again, we've now learned.
I think it was a misunderstanding in his relationship with him and
The third
Cassie.
option, according to the judge, is apparently, let me read through this, third option not being considered at this time. The judge is only so the third option is apparently not even on the table, according to this latest note from the courtroom. The judge right now is only weighing whether jurors should continue deliberations or he should give an Allen
I
charge.
think women were jealous of him being with other women.
The jury in deliberations, and the judge is
And
taking that
men.
argument into consideration. And we're also learning that both the defense and all the defense attorneys and the prosecutors are sort of sequestered off to their sides of the courtroom as they weigh these latest developments coming out of this trial. But the biggest takeaway right now, Will, is I can tell you jurors were unable to reach that unanimous consensus on racketeering conspiracy.
I don't either.
Serious charge in this case. If jurors had found Diddy guilty on that charge, he would have been sentenced to life in prison. But we are going to stay out here at the courthouse, continue to
So
monitor these developments.
Cassie needs to
Jurors
give
have
him
been
his
deliberating
money
for
back.
about 13 hours
Y'all use
between
this man.
yesterday and today.
Fed used this man.
All right, thank you, CB. I just want to clarify the top line once again. So on count 1, racketeering conspiracy, which, as you point out, can carry with it a potential life sentence, the jury has not been able to reach a consensus. But on counts 2, 3, 4, and 5, sex trafficking by force, transportation for prostitution, sex trafficking by force again, these
I don't
charges,
see that.
the jury was capable of coming back, CB, right? And what was their verdict?
Well, correct. So we don't know what their verdict was on
Because
those
he's
charges.
not
But
guilty in
in
this.
this note that they reached a consensus on counts 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Transportation. You got to have transportation to do. He can do this in his relationship if he want to.
Sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion.
Both of them.
That related to Diddy's ex-girlfriend and accuser, Cassie Ventura. Count 3, transportation to engage in prostitution. That also related to Cassie Ventura.
Wow.
Count 4, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. That related to Diddy, one of Diddy's, another ex-girlfriend and accuser who testified under the pseudonym Jane. And
Oh man, this man is a swinger. He enjoy doing stuff like this. This is his leisure time.
Back to the counts 2 through 5, we'll just unpack this a little bit because
Why is this in a federal court?
right? So prosecutors allege that Diddy recruited and enticed Cassie into drug-fueled sex parties.
What?
And escorts to
How?
freak-offs. And during their closing argument, they pointed out to jurors, they said Cassie never did a freak-off without drugs. They also said the freak-offs took place throughout the course of their
Well, that's what people do.
relationship. When it comes to count 3, the transportation to engage in prostitution, prosecutors pointed out to jurors all of the hotel.
Let me tell y'all something. You're not going to want to dance on a stage. You're not going to want to perform in front of big audience and don't do nothing. You don't do. Come on. You can mentally lose it being in front of a big audience. So you have to take something or use something or do something to calm you down in front of a big audience. Regardless if it's Kool-Aid. I don't care what it is. I don't think charges against Diddy shouldn't be no racketeering. Charges shouldn't be against Diddy. It's no sex trafficking. by force because this is what they wanted to do. Count 3, transportation to engage in prostitution. Cassie wasn't a prostitute. That was his wife. Count 4, sexual trafficking by force. No. 5, no. 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 It's you doing something to satisfy your partner. And you have to have don't y'all have to have transportation when y'all want to have fun? Y'all all in the man bedroom.
Bank and flight records that they say show the times where Cassie and Diddy flew male escorts across state lines.
What they supposed to?
For another count of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion related to Jane. Prosecutors for this specific count, they point to 3 specific hotel nights between Diddy and Jane that they say were sex trafficking. One time, September 2023 in New York City, another time, October 2023, and a third time, June 2024. The last time, that June 2024 instance, prosecutors really shared a lot of details about that. They elicited a lot of testimony from Jane about that.
But I don't agree. I don't think the prosecution did a good job.
Where Jane and Diddy were involved in a domestic violence situation with each other. And
Why y'all do that now?
Jane testified that Diddy gave her a drug to make her high and then forced her to have sex with a male escort.
Who wants to do that without getting high?
To engage in prostitution as it relates to Jane. Again, prosecutors pointed out to jurors flight.
Them girls like this, y'all.
Where they say male escorts were transported across state lines to have sex with Jane. Will, if I may,
Why they do that?
Email right now, just so I can see the latest that we have from the courtroom.
Cassie said that she picked the men that he let her pick the men she want to do it with.
He's seated with his hands in his lap, and he's having a conversation with his defense attorney, Tinny Garagos, and they're whispering the details. In terms, now that we've just unpacked the charges, Will, I should also mention the ambiance, how it feels out here outside the courtroom. Again, this has been a 2-month-long trial with lots of interest because whatever happens is going to really reverberate across the music industry for years to come. Not only are the news media is out here, but there are also several influencers, TikTokers, people on YouTube, and they're all across me, across the street in front of the courthouse.
So she don't got 30 million from him and y'all trying to send him in to jail.
And people are really eager to know what is going on inside the
She satisfy her man.
of this trial. Diddy's children have been inside, his family members have been inside, and right now we're waiting for more details about how the judge will move forward with next steps.
In fact, we just saw some of Diddy's daughters